I don't know how many videos I'm gonna start with talking about the Origin 12, but in light of the Origin 12 being a new, very, very good uh, shotgun, I mean, basically it's the best shotgun in Ghost of Tabor. The 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 list of shotguns below like maybe the boss weapon that is the Street Sweeper, it just keeps going down, man. So I actually wanna talk a little or see how good the 590 um holds up these days. I mean, it's still a shotgun, so it's gonna be good. But I mean, it's a pump action, which does kind of give it a cool factor, I guess. But I mean, other than that, it's kind of been outshined by every single one of these guns due to the pump inherently giving it kind of like a slower rate. But let's go into raid. Let's play a couple and see how well we can fare with it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in raid. I swear I always get this spawn. So So the 590 has been pretty shit as of recently. I mean, aside from the fact that it no longer I mean, aside from the fact that that it's being outclassed by basically every other gun in the game in this day and age, it's also with its slower rate of fire and everything. It's also well, I forgot what I was gonna say, but basically it's not as good as the other guns these days. Cause I mean, if you were to put this shotgun up with any other gun in the game, chances are you will lose. But it does have a cool factor to it because it is a pump shotgun, so you can feel badass while wielding it. But honestly, like, the reason why this gun doesn't get used is because if you have the John Wick DLC, also known as the Terran Tactical, you unlock this the same time as you get the Benelli M2, and the Benelli M2 is basically just this, but you can put but it's a semi-automatic, which means that you don't need to pump the shotgun every single time. I'm gonna actually head up here for once because I learned that apparently there is in fact flare spawns in the toilets. Why? I don't know, but apparently a lot of people have started to find a bunch of shit in these toilets. Like, can you imagine like just walking around like playing Tabor, and then you'd be like, oh, I should check the toilets that typically don't have anything, and then you just see a fucking flare in there. Your heart stops and it's like, oh wow, Jesus Christ. Looks like that loot brain finally paid off. Hi. Yeah, so okay, so oh yeah, this is another fundamental problem of the 590, by the way. It no it was one of the few guns that these days no longer come with ammunition built into it. I don't know if this is because people were like complaining that like someone just finds a 590 in game, and then suddenly they like burst you down or something, but I don't really see that as an issue because I mean, it's a shotgun after all. It can still work, don't get me wrong, but the matter of the fact is, well, will you look at that? The matter of the fact is that it's still a pump shotgun. Unless you have someone who is willing to rip their arm fast as fuck to fire it as fast as possible, the most of the time you're gonna be winning up against anyone who's running a shotgun. The only reason why people run this is for the cool factor. Okay, I guess I'm too fat. So you can see, like, I clearly am able to. Oh, god damn it! I am able to rack it fast. It's just I don't think that it's. I don't want to do it because I don't want to hurt my my hand. So yeah, combined with the fact that it's kind of one of the shittiest shotguns. Combined with the fact that, like, I guess, you know, every single shotgun is better. The only worse shotguns than it are the double barrels. Just makes it so that, like, you pretty much will never actually see this in use unless you're, like, very early into wipe and you do not own the John Wick DLC Terran Tactical. Excuse me. Other than that, I mean, it's still a shotgun, so it can perform as well. It's just that specifically versing humans, probably not the best gun out there. But once again, it does have a cool factor to it. Hey. No, but seriously though, when Tabor was like, when it first released, I used to run the shit out of this gun, because I mean, Silo and Island were the only maps available, and there was no way in hell a beginner like me was touching Island. So I stuck with Silo. I was pretty much a rat. I would either use a Glock and nothing else, and then I would just extract the first chance I get, like a rat, you know, which properly called me out on. But I mean, it was all in good fun. So yeah. So overall, well, actually, I ran that in the MP40. I kind of regret not buying the the Founding Fathers DLC, because I mean, I play this game so much now that like it would actually be worth it, but FOMO is a bitch, I guess. I mean, to be honest, it's not exactly like I buy every single DLC anyways, so it's not exactly like I need it, you know. I haven't sunk that much money into Boar yet. I haven't bought any of the cosmetics. I've only bought stuff that give actual value to my account, like, I don't know, the Rev 9 DLC, the Nuclear Knight. I mean, Nuclear Knight's just like, it is the DLC to buy, right? Because it gives you a technical in-game advantage that is skipping level 1 level 1 traders, which is amazing, you know. Not actually having to grind up a whole ass level is, unsurprisingly, amazing for most people, including me. I was actually one of my scrapped video ideas was actually to make a DLC tier list, but it kind of sucked as I was writing the script, cause I was basically just telling people, buy this, do not buy this, and then I kind of just overgeneralize all the cosmetic DLCs as don't touch it, it bad, it bad. So honestly, I could fit it into a shorts based off of how that's how crap the that's how bad the video idea was. And I mean, I kind of just tell people I kind of tell people like the general, in general, like just don't buy any cosmetics, buy anything that gives you a new gun, and buy anything that has an in-game advantage, like like the like nuclear night. So basically, I'm basically telling people that to only buy nuclear night, uh, Terran Tactical, Clean Eastwood, and Rev 9. Those are the only 4 DLCs you actually technically need. And I guess if you are me and you play PvE, I guess you could technically consider buying Team Tactics. But I'm gonna be honest, I've never ever used Team Tactics in my life, so I don't know. Alright, I will catch you guys in the next raid. I'm actually really thirsty right now because I've been doing nothing but yapping. Alright, so for our last raid, I tacticaled it out a bit. Oh, I've always wondered if you can this. I mean, we can definitely test it out, I suppose. I did not bring a skull, but I mean, maybe. So I figured an armor would work best for it. Lately, I've been. Ooh, okay. Okay, it doesn't always work. But it could, but technically, once you shoot, the physics come out and then it could work. Now that was good, but you kind of see the problem, right? Like I had the, like pumping kind of killed my momentum. I mean, it is November, so technically we are no longer allowed to jork it. I always found that stupid. No, not of November in the big 2025. Can you imagine? I mean, a little restraint is always nice, but I mean, can you imagine just constantly feeling the urge to release for a whole month? Can you imagine how disappointed you'd be after you fail? Anyways, I think we should start. I mean, I think it should start being non-stop, not November. That's kind of stupid, but I mean, it is a thing people actually stay. So, am I wrong? No, but well, anyways, back to the thing that I was talking about. Technically, that fight was good, but let's be honest. Wouldn't literally the Benelli M2, the Street Sweeper, the Saiga, or even the Origin 12, wouldn't they have obviously done better? Because the answer is yes. They would have very clearly done better than this gun, because I mean, okay, the one thing about Tabor is that they've never is that when it comes to these like guns with extra steps, it doesn't always work the greatest. Pumping doesn't feel very responsive. Also, yes, yeah. Pumping doesn't feel responsive because there's no real haptics to go along with with the pump. So what kind of ends up happening is just your pump feels very floaty, and yes, I'm still in. So your pump feels kind of floaty. It's the same thing with with the Marlin in actuality, because when you don't really feel it. One good example of like good pump shotguns is like maybe Resident Evil 4. You go all the way back, you feel the haptics. Yeah, it just doesn't feel as strong because I actually felt haptics. So everything that I said was completely debunked. But the thing about it is that it doesn't feel good, you know. Hold on. Also, apparently the pump doesn't always work. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Okay, so the reason why I thought the pump didn't work was because the manual rack, you can feel it after you shoot. No, you don't feel it when you rack after shooting. Yeah, no, okay, you really don't feel it after you shoot. So that's okay, so I was half and half right. So what you technically need to do, hold on. Okay, so basically if you want to feel haptics for every time you rack the shotgun, you would need to use your reload button to like slide release the shotgun so that you can feel the haptics of it, which is it's an extra step, so you really wouldn't want to do that. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. It really seems hostile architecture. No, but seriously though, now that I realize it, I can't unthink it, and it's actually bothering me quite a bit. The haptics are not present after you shoot, it's only present when you manual rack it. I think they definitely need to change that, I suppose, but I mean honestly, like at this point, every single shotgun in the game is that is good is semi-auto, so there's no real reason to ever touch this. So not really a high priority for them, I would imagine. I mean, they have their own host of like shit that they gotta do, so I can't blame them if they table stuff like this for more important stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know why it always amazes me when people legitimately do not or cannot for some reason comprehend that like that like they split the dev team and the media team. So whenever people angrily, that was kind of fast actually. You're pretty good. So whenever people complain about like the game to the media team, because that's the only place that where they can apparently complain, it never makes any sense, because the media team do media stuff. They never touch the coding aspect of the game. So slamming them is basically just putting all the blame on them just because they're the face, which is not what you're supposed to do. I mean, let's be honest, like 70% of the entire Tabor community are children anyways, so I wouldn't expect them to comprehend much. I mean, I literally started beef with a gun stock maker, and then he proceeded to just act incredibly, insanely cringy for no good reason at all, other than him feeling extremely butthurt about the fact that I banned him from my channel. So I mean, he can shove it. Let's be honest. Like, who cares about him? If you're gonna buy a gun stock, why aren't you buying from Olin? Why are you buying it from this loser? So whatever. But in any case, uh, a lot of the people who play the game, and unfortunately that includes a small select few of my audience. I'm actually very grateful that my metrics state that most of y'all are teenagers to adults. So I'm grateful that most of you are at least older and more mature than the 9-year-olds. But you know, it is a little bit frustrating for people to constantly slam the constantly whine and cry to the media team when they don't even have anything to do with uh with like the development side of things. I mean, sure, they probably get access to like toolkits in game. I mean, how do you think they managed to create those like Tabor like those Tabor stupid little videos. I mean, it is their creative work, so and I could never do anything like that. So I can't really say it's can't really say it's stupid, can I? Because I could never do anything like that. But it is to me a little bit cringe. So could have actually died there. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, well, I'll see you guys at the outro. How about that? Yep. Probably shouldn't be coughing in the outro, should I? Alright, see you guys there. Alright, and that is gonna be it for this video. So what's our verdict on the 590? Honestly, it's still usable. It's just that I have to work harder to get the same results in, as opposed to like if I just literally went in here and grabbed the Origin 12, right? So honestly, it's like, it's usable. It's okay, but it is completely overshadowed by guns like the Origin 12, which I mean, okay, you do technically have to put money into the better ones. So technically, this would, if you're completely free to play, this would technically be the only shotgun that you would have other than double barrels. But for the love of God, do not use double barrels. So I guess this would technically do well enough for a shotgun, but honestly, if you can spare just a little bit of money, just get the Rev 9 and you have yourself the best shotgun in the game. Like it's not even funny. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.